Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today, I'll be giving you guys another Q&A, and I originally wasn't actually going to do this Q&A today because my computer was being super loud, and for those of you who know how Blue Yetis operate, they're very sensitive, so it was very obnoxious to hear that. Actually, if you look at my previous video, the last Xenoverse challenge, you probably hear my computer going, but I had to get that video out. I knew I wasn't going to be recording a lot of audio, so I just said screw it and record it. Anyways, let's get right into this Q&A. I am getting a lot of questions now, and you guys have probably noticed I've been asking questions off the air, so hopefully you enjoy that. Where do you meet new people? Question of the day. I don't really have a lot of time to. I usually am either working or I'm doing YouTube videos or going to hang out with a friend. I don't really go out by myself all that much, so I just go to the mall if you want to meet new people. That's what I would say. Best, I guess they mean anime character. Best anime character would definitely have to be Cory Baxter from Cory in the House. But a close second would be Goku. Reed's answer to my birthday question. So your birthday is in November, you say. Do you mind revealing some other details? You know, just so we could sing you a song when the time comes. Yeah, my birthday's on November 6th. I was born in 1995, if you really care, so I'm only 19 years old. I know that may come as a shocker to some of you, but maybe not. I've had people think I'm older. I don't see it, but maybe it's the beard. Anyways, moving on. Do you think Vegeta was SSJ2 before he became Majin? Yeah, I definitely think so. I did a video actually on this topic, discussing it, and it was a very old video. I may even link it or put an annotation or something. I might link in the description so you can check it out. But, I mean, the video was pretty well done, I think. But honestly, the topic is very, very easy. Now that I really think about it, I've gotten a lot better at my Dragon Ball topics. A lot of my older stuff isn't that good, I don't think. It's pretty obvious that Vegeta would have been Super Saiyan 2 due to the fact that he was training for obviously 7 years. He wasn't impressed at all with Gohan and the Buu saga. He had said that he could have beaten Dabura very quickly. And Vegeta also, like, he effortlessly transformed to Super Saiyan 2 when he was Majin, kind of showing that he already knew it. So I think it's pretty obvious that he would have had it. But I obviously didn't think that back in the day. That's why I made a video about it, but I still came to the same conclusion. Tupac is better than Eminem. I can't speak today. Eminem. Yeah, sure. I mean, dude, I don't listen to either of them, to be honest. I don't listen to a lot of rap. I do a little bit. I'll listen to, like, you know, Busta Rhymes and, you know, guys like that, but I don't really listen to a whole lot of rap. Come on her face. That's pretty funny, man. Alright, let's keep going. Do you like the new logo Goku and Vegeta are supporting, and do you think they should keep it for the new series? I definitely have no problems with it. You know, I'd like to see the other logo come back. It's not a big deal if it's not there, honestly. It really doesn't bother me that much. I'd like to see it come back, but I definitely think that they will keep wearing it in the new series, the new logo. I definitely think so. I mean, if you think about it, at the end of Z and when Oob was at the tournament, Goku didn't have a logo at all, so it could kind of lead into that. You know, him just giving up the old logo. I don't know what I just skipped there. I just skipped a question. And when I'm editing this, I will type the answer out on the screen. I promise. My mind is not in the right spot. I apologize to whose question I skipped, but, you know, at the time I'm saying this, you probably already read what I answered to it. Anyways, jeez, I cannot speak. What program do you use for screen capturing? I use OBS, and, you know, you can check it out. Yeah, this is my wallpaper. See, it captures your screen, and I don't have a lot of games on here because it's a newer computer, but you know, I use OBS. It's pretty good. Definitely recommend it. You can also use it for game capture. I think my brother uses it to integrate with his game capture. He integrates his graphics card with it, I believe, and that makes it so he can, you know, play gameplay at a good fidelity while recording. Just drinking some drink here, man. I got thirsty. What if Lord Beerus met Kid Buu? Kid Buu would probably try to hit him, and then Beerus would just destroy him. If Gohan had continued to train after the Buu saga, after his potential being unleashed and those years trained, would he have been stronger than Goku in Battle of Gods, and would he have been the one to go God? And if he did, who would have enough power to do better than Goku fighting with Beerus? So I guess you mean, would he have been Super Saiyan God if he had trained after the Buu saga? I definitely think if he was, like, let's say training with Goku or some of the others that were a bit stronger, really. I mean, Gohan was so far above everyone after the Buu saga that he wouldn't get a lot of training a lot of people. But if he was still stronger than Goku in Battle of Gods, I definitely think that he would become Super Saiyan God. It wouldn't make sense for you not to have the strongest person to be Super Saiyan God. That's why I still think that Goku in Battle of Gods was definitely stronger than Gohan. But a lot of people want to disagree with me on that, and that's fine. And I've heard the argument that you have to be pure Saiyan, a pure-blooded Saiyan to go Super Saiyan God. And I don't know where anyone ever gets that idea. I have no idea. There's nothing to even imply that. But yeah, moving on. How would you explain the butterfly effect to someone who doesn't know what it was? It's so complex that I couldn't even imagine. Let's see. You kind of use dominoes as an example, maybe. Like using dominoes. What fusion teased in Dragon Ball Z but never actually shown did you want to see the most? Oh, so like Goku and the I think that they teased Dende and Goku fused. Well, considering we already saw the Hercule and Goku fusion in, like, I think Budokai 2. Let's say the Dende and Goku fusion would be pretty cool. Or was it? I think they actually teased Piccolo and Goku. I don't actually remember which one it was. I knew it was Goku and a Namekian, I believe. But I'm a little fuzzy on that right now myself. Do you think we will see any Dragon Ball Super movies? I mean, yeah, I would imagine that the next film would be kind of tying into Dragon Ball Super. So, yeah. Was Broly a clone or Bio Broly a clone or a clone / android? I think he was just a clone, really. But I haven't seen that movie in a long time, and I probably should, but it wasn't that good, but it really wasn't that bad. But yeah. If Dragon Ball GT is truly a parallel universe to the new Z movies / Dragon Ball, okay, GT. What would the story be if they did cross over? So if GT crossed over into Z, I definitely think the GT characters would be stronger than the Z ones, especially even in Battle of Gods. Because guys, I mean, Goku as a Super Saiyan 4 is thousands of times stronger than he is in Z, and I can't imagine Super Saiyan God being that much stronger. There's no... I've always gone back on this. If Beerus was using a little... He had said that he demonstrated some of his power. We don't know what he was demonstrating exactly. But if Beerus was using even a couple % of his power against Super Saiyan 3 Goku, that, to me at least, completely annihilates any possibility of him being thousands of times stronger than Goku. And that would make GT Goku stronger in my mind, at least. That's just me. You know, you can argue with me, that's fine. I just think that, you know, that's where it's what it is. And there was the statement that he can destroy the solar system in an instant, which was in the original dub. In the Funimation dub, it was a galaxy, but that's not correct. And I've always said if he can do it as destroy a solar system in an instant, I think that 1% Beerus could probably destroy a solar system, and that would put him about the same as Super Perfect Cell. Seeing how Super Perfect Cell said he could destroy the solar system with his ki, And I've heard people say that I am wrong to say that 1% Beerus can destroy a solar system. I think I'm honestly being pretty generous with that, guys, but that's just me. I think I'm being pretty generous with that estimation. But I'm just saying, I can't see him being thousands of times stronger than, you know, Goku and Z, because it's just, there's nothing to lead me to believe that. And trust me, if there was, I have no problem saying that he'd be stronger if there was evidence to support it. I have no problems with that. I like to leave biasism out of it. But yeah. Do you think Baby was a good villain? Also, if he has a canon Dragon Ball Super counterpart, who should be his main host body? I do think Baby was a good villain. I didn't like his voice acting, but that's not a huge deal. But I did like Baby as a villain. One of the more unique characters in the series. And who should he be the host? I mean, Vegeta was a really good host body, honestly. But I've had to pick someone else. I mean, Vegeta's really the best candidate, honestly. It'd be interesting to see Piccolo. But I can't even imagine what that'd be like. But I just think Vegeta was the best choice for that. Even though he'd already gotten taken over with the Majin, you know, the Babidi's mind control. They're kind of redoing that whole thing. I still think that Vegeta was the best choice for it. Do you think Cell can make new Cell Juniors in HFIL, like, which she means hell? Well, Amy, that's a really, really good question. I don't think so. Based on the fact that he doesn't really have I don't think he really has a life force to really generate new beings, so probably not. Do you think Cell could have made Cell Juniors in his first form? No, probably not, actually. I doubt it. Otherwise, I think he probably would have... I mean, it's hard to say, but if he could, he probably would have either tried it, you know, when he was fighting Piccolo, the original fight with Piccolo, and when he was in his second form, he would have tried it against Vegeta. But, yeah. What if Cell had collected all 7 Dragon Balls? What would he want? And he don't want to be immortal or rule the world. So if he didn't want to be immortal or rule the world, I think Cell would ask for a very beautiful woman to spend time with. The perfect woman. Can Cell age? I don't think so, because he is a bio-android, but you know, the androids that we see in the series 18 and 17 don't necessarily age. Even though they're not exactly the same type of android, I don't see Cell aging, to be honest. Do you think Dragon Ball Super should be more adult or the same as the others? This is also from Amy, and I definitely think it's gonna be pretty similar themes that tie into Battle of Gods and Fukasu no F. Whether you guys like that or not, it's probably what they're gonna be aiming for. So that's just what I think. It's going to be pretty similar to that stuff. What should the filler be in Dragon Ball Super? Well, I mean, there's not going to be any... It wouldn't really be filler unless there's a manga for it. So there needs to be a manga for Dragon Ball Super first, and there isn't really any word on that at all. So I don't know if we're going to be getting that. It's probably just going to be an anime-only series. And if there's going to be a manga, it'll lead into... that'll come after. I was watching Season 1 of Dragon Ball Z with my girlfriend the other night, and King Kai says that the planet Vegeta had a guardian much like Earth does. Would that mean planet Vegeta had Dragon Balls? Also, do you think other planets had Dragon Balls? No, I think it's just Namek and Earth. I think the scene you're referring to is probably some filler scene, I believe. When Goku was on King Kai's planet, that was a lot of filler scenes tied into that in the anime. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, a guardian is an interesting statement in Dragon Ball. It kind of ties into being a god, and I'm gonna do a video in the future on what makes a god in Dragon Ball. And if you guys haven't checked it out, go look at Black and Fist video talking about the Shinjins or the Kais. Definitely check that out. It was a great video. But I definitely think that the only planets that really had it were Namek, New Namek, and Earth, really. I mean, Unless they had Namex on the planet Vegeta. But you would think Vegeta would have heard about that on his own planet, so. Clocking out the clock. Well, alright. I got nothing to say to that. Did you see that? Wow. Oh, I like this question. Is Max Payne 2 any good? Is it worth it? Buy it right now. Actually, as a matter of fact, get Max Payne 1, 2, and 3. Max Payne 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. Get it while you can. It's probably like 15 bucks, Max Payne 3. Get them all. You will not be disappointed. Is SSJ God a mutation of SSJ? Just like baby Vegeta's white hair? No. Nope, it's not. What is your favorite version of Vegeta? Mine is baby Vegeta first form and Super Saiyan God Vegeta, forgot no F. Even though it's just from a game, I really like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. But I think Mustache Vegeta definitely takes the crowning jewel here. Golden Frieza versus Baby Vegeta. Are we talking about final form Baby Vegeta? Because, like I said, I mean, GT characters are just so much stronger. I think people don't give them enough credit. They're so much stronger than anything we saw in Z. And Battle Gods characters are as well, you know, the godly characters, as you could say. But they're not thousands of times stronger. They're hundreds at most, but not thousands. And I'm not saying they're weak, because that's very impressive still. But I'm just, you know, stating my opinion here and what I've analyzed at least. You know, I've discussed this with Kwame as well, and we've talked a lot about this, but, you know, it just doesn't make sense how they could be, due to what they've done in the films, it doesn't make sense how they can be thousands of times stronger the God characters could be. It just doesn't seem possible, and the feats don't really add up to it based on statements that were made in the films. What if Legic joined the Z Fighters? I guess he could be a pretty decent asset, but he was no challenge to Goku really, so I don't think he'd make that much of an impact. Legic versus Vegeta. That's very difficult because Vegeta, before Baby took over his body, was implied, I believe he's implied to be weaker than he was at the end of Z. And I would probably give it to Legic, but that's very difficult because Vegeta was not close to Goku in GT really. Not until later in the series. Ultimate Gohan versus General Rildo. I'd give that one to Rildo, but I think Ultimate Gohan, I think this person understands that Ultimate Gohan does not get near enough credit in terms of his strength. Ultimate Gohan is many, many, many times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Buu Saga, based on power scaling. Many times stronger. Big Boss versus Solid Snake. I always think Big Boss would win. I just think Big Boss is a much better fighter. I do remember that, you know, Big Boss, even though they're both old in Metal Gear Solid 4, minor spoilers here, in Metal Gear Solid 4, Big Boss did disarm Snake pretty effortlessly, and Big Boss was in pretty rough shape. I mean, Snake was in the best shape as well, but, you know, he's still pretty mobile, but Big Boss just has much more experience. He's just a better CQC and all that stuff. I mean, the CQC especially is a big deal. Volgan versus Mercenary Tao. Wow. Damn, that's a good fight. But to be honest, I'd probably give it to Tao, unless Volgan grabbed him and maybe electrocuted his, like, blades. Now, actually, I give Mercenary Tao the edge on Volgan. But if we're talking about Cyborg Tao, I mean, Volgan would just roast him at that point, because he's so mechanical. Golden Frieza versus SSJ God Goku Battle of Gods. Frieza, I would think. I'm gonna do a video about the new transformation, guys. I'm not gonna say what, but I have a video coming up in the future about the new transformation, discussing its power. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. Gray Fox versus Raiden. I would say Raiden, probably. Why Legic never has been a playable character in BT3 or any DBZ games, even in Dragon Ball Heroes, he isn't, but Rildo and other villains from GT are playable. How do you feel about him not being playable? What are your thoughts? It doesn't really bother me. Logic wasn't all that good of a villain, I didn't think. He wasn't even really a villain, but, you know. He was kind of a villain, but he also wasn't at the same time. But he was okay. He wasn't that great of a character, really. To which Majin Buu Goku was referring to when he said General Realo was as strong as Majin Buu? I would assume he meant Kid Buu. But it's not really sure, actually. He could have been talking about Buhan. That would have made a big difference in power. And one thing I've always wondered is people say that that statement makes it so Goku, you know, I think it's his base form or Super Saiyan form is as strong as his Super Saiyan 3 from Z. Thing that I've always wondered is, I haven't heard anyone else say this really, but in Dragon Ball Z we see that Super Buu and Gotenks, who are much stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I know people are going to disagree with me on that, but that's just, it is a fact, actually. If you really look at the series and analyze the power, it's a fact that they're stronger. It's clearly obvious if you think about it. They both broke out of the hyperbolic time chamber, which is basically another dimension, time dimension. And Goku did the same thing in his base form in GT, in that whole little game show dimension they were in. So wouldn't that make Goku on par with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Super Buu? Because that's a big difference, guys, in power. A huge difference. That'd make Super Saiyan 4 Goku much stronger than anyone thought. But it's really hard to say. Superman versus Piccolo. I mean, well, hold on. If that was the case about, you know, Goku in his base form being as strong as Gotenks, that would probably mean that they were talking about a different form of Buu for Rildo, but it's so hard to tell. Superman versus Piccolo GT. You have to be specific of what Superman you're talking about here. How do you feel when Big Boss died at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4? Well, spoilers for those of you who haven't seen that. That's pretty depressing. The most depressing ending I've ever had in a game was for Red Dead Redemption. I'm not going to say what it was for those of you who haven't played it. But if you've played it, you know why that was probably... You know why that was the most depressing ending for me. That was a very depressing game. Incredibly so. Okay. The boss versus Volgan. I mean, I would definitely say the boss. Volgan looked like he feared the boss. So... Which is better, GTA 5 or GTA San Andreas? Hands down GTA 5. I love San Andreas, but GTA 5 is just a much better game. Broly versus Superman, you gotta be specific about what's Superman here. And I'm gonna end it on a question, a couple ones down. How strong is 17? 2 androids weaker than... Stay tuned for a future video from one of the Dragon Ball Z tubers channels, and you will see something on this. Trust me. Can Android 17 suck the life out of others like Android 19 and 20? In that case, why didn't he do it against anyone? I doubt he can. I doubt it. Can Super 17 absorb God Ki? I don't see why he can't. Okay, this is where I wanted to end it. Agent 47 versus Solid Snake. Now, if this was Big Boss, I'd definitely say Big Boss. But Solid Snake and Agent 47, that's a very, very good fight. But I would still give it to Solid Snake. Due to the fact that he's just a more robust, I guess you could say, warrior, but I definitely would give him the edge. Yeah, but anyways, that's been the Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm just gonna knock out these two. I'll just do all three of these guys. I don't even care. Ocelot versus General Blue. Ocelot. Liquid Snake versus Liquid Ocelot. Oh. I don't know. Why do you love Dragon Ball series? Be specific on what you love about it and stop and think to myself why you... I can do a video on this, man. I can definitely do a video on this, trust me. But anyways, guys, that's been the Q&A for today. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, feel free to go to my Ask page and leave questions. But like I said, that has been it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.